This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Sauron. Now, as you can see, I have all the pieces laid out to build Sauron. So what are we waiting for? Let's build ourselves an action figure. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the Build-A-Figure Sauron. Now this is a pretty cool and pretty impressive Build-A-Figure. I always kind of had a soft spot for Sauron. I just thought he was a really cool character. And one of my all-time favorite X-Men toys as a kid. If you guys remember that old Sauron from the old X-Men line, I had that thing and I loved it. That was one of my all-time favorite old X-Men toys, and I really wish I had it again because that was such a fun piece. But now having this modern Marvel Legend figure is insane. He is very cool looking. The sculpting work in that head alone just looks amazing. They did a really good job because you can see every bit of texture in the scales and whatnot, and his the depth of the eyes just look really good. You know, if you could open this mouth here, because the mouth is articulated, I mean, just look inside there. That looks insane. Very nicely done. You can see how the tongue has a little more gloss paint on it. Just looks really cool. I mean, that looks really badass, man. They did. Oh, I just popped his head off. That looks really cool, though. I love what they've done here with the paint apps, how the kind of yellows all around the figure kind of fade into that greens and whatnot. Looks really cool. Just such a nice looking piece. Everything about this, the loincloth looks really nice. Has some pouches on there. Even looks like some like coin sacks or something. I'm not sure what that is. But all that detail work and the sculpt of this figure look good, man. Look at the legs. You got the toad claws and whatnot. Those look really cool. I wish the claws were a little painted, you know, maybe like a darker green or something. I don't know, but the wings fell off too. This piece does fall off right here off the little peg like that, but man, look at the wings on that are very nice too. Look at those, look really good. I don't know if you can tell, but they are a slightly translucent plastic, so that looks pretty awesome. But that looks really good, man. Love this a lot. Just looking at this figure, really cool. Even the tail looks really nice. Yeah, man, this is badass. I love this a lot. Very cool looking figure. Just, he's impressive. I really do like this one a lot. This is probably, for me, one of the better baths that they've had in a long time. You know, I know some people like the Apocalypse bath and things like that, and Thanos and all those. Yeah, those are cool and all that, but as far as sculpting wise and whatnot, I think this one's easily one of the best that they've done in a very long time. Just very cool. Anyways, I'm totally bragging a lot about that, so let's take a look at the articulation, and I'm going to try and do this without things falling off. So the head is on a ball joint, it does roll around like so, does turn left and right, can look up pretty far, you know, for getting like flight poses and whatnot, which is pretty good. Can look down, not so much without popping off that ball peg, so that's a little disappointing. This is on a little hinge right here, this whole neck piece, so that kind of goes back and forth a little bit too, and helps with like that, again, looking up flying pose like so. Again, the jaw is on a hinge, so that goes up and down, so that's pretty awesome. I like that a lot. The arms can go full 360 like so. You can go out in about that much rotation in that upper bicep. We got a single bend at the elbow. We got a rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get a ball peg right there in the upper torso, just like that, so that rolls around. Does turn left and right, crunches back and forth like so, pivot side to side. Even that lower section, let me see, it doesn't seem to move, so yeah, it's just that ball peg right there. We got hip joints that kick forward that much, back very far, can do the splits perfectly, rotation in the upper thigh. We got a double jointed knee. We got ankle joints, like point the toe up and down. A really good ankle rocker. We can even rotate at the tail. This is also on a hinge, so that goes up and down. And I was hoping this is not on a bendy wire, so you can't really pose around the tail all that much. So yeah, this is a dope figure. I'm really impressed with what they did here. I mean, look at that wingspan. So you get these wings out, and man, it just encapsulates everything. That's really cool. I love this a lot. And you'll see a little better with pictures at the end of the video and whatnot. But that's dope, man. I love that a lot. Look at that wingspan. Just to have like a flying pterodactyl character, in your collection is really cool. Probably gonna end up having this guy, hanging from my ceiling or something like that, because I think that looks awesome. Just so rad, man. He's very impressive. Again, it looks really cool. So if you can find this entire wave, I've personally loved it. I think it's really, really cool, especially for this particular Bath. He is dope. I know I've said that like 11 times, but he's totally worth it. Beautifully sculpted, beautifully painted. Just everything about him is amazing, and I think he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Marvel Legends comparison, here he is standing next to the entire wave that I've already previously reviewed. Now this has been a really fun wave, and I'm going to try and rank these figures as best as I can for you. Coming in at last place, I'm actually going to have to give it to Bishop. Now I do love this figure aesthetically. He looks amazing. His sculpt, paint, and proportions are just awesome. The really thing that holds him back is that I feel like he could have used more, like maybe some effect pieces or something. He just felt very bare. That's why he gets number 7. And at number 6, I'm actually going to have to give it to Lady Deadpool. Now, I'm so stoked that we finally have this figure in the Marvel Legends line, and I love the fact that we got Headpool. It was just kind of annoying that she had no real holster for her swords, and she could have at least came with one pistol. Coming in next, I'm going to have to give it to X-23 Wolverine. Now, again, I've stated many times that X-23 is actually my favorite female Marvel character, and I love this figure. What really holds it back is that I kind of wish the articulation was better in her ab crunch and her elbows, and the fact that her foot claw kind of pops out. That's a little annoying, but still, even with those issues, she is an amazing action figure. And next up, I'm gonna have to give it to the X-Men Deadpool. Now this is just fun because I love Deadpool, and he's one of my top Marvel characters, and finally getting him in that X-Men suit is just fantastic. Now I know some people are sick of seeing him in Marvel Legends lines, but I am not, and I cannot wait for a ton more Deadpools. Coming in at the 3rd spot, I'm gonna have to give it to the Boxers Deadpool. Now this toy was just a lot of fun, and I can understand why some people won't like this, but I absolutely love him. This is a definitive Deadpool action figure, and given the fact that you can interchange all your other Deadpool parts from previous Marvel Legends is fantastic, and you really can make your desired Deadpool. He was just a ton of fun to play with. That's why he gets this spot. Coming in at number 2, I'm gonna have to give it to Omega Red. Now I freaking love this action figure. I am a giant Omega Red fan, and we finally got a really good update. He is a superb upgrade from that vintage Marvel Legends Omega Red. His sculpting is beautiful, more proportionate, great clean paint apps, and I do love his tentacle pieces. I do wish they were on the flexy bendy wire, but other than that, they are awesome, and he is overall just a really rad version of the character. And of course, at number 1, I'm gonna have to give it to Sauron. Sauron is superb. He is fantastic. He is awesome. He is dope. He is a really cool Build-A-Figure. The sculpting is insanely cool, and I love every bit of it. Throw in those awesome paint gradients and paint apps. He is just amazing. Marvel Legends articulation, just that really cool wingspan and a fierce look make him for one awesome toy. That's why he gets the number 1 spot. And just for fun, here he is standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Sauron. Now, in case you couldn't tell by this video, I really love this action figure. He is one of my favorite Build-A-Figures that we've ever received in Marvel Legends. Now, I know not everyone might agree with that, but for me, having a really soft heart for the character just makes me attached to this figure instantly. He is so awesome, so beautifully done, that I cannot recommend him enough. He is so cool that I think he will look awesome in all of your Marvel Legends collections. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.